What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at The Martian, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Matt Damon. Martian tells the story of Mark Watley, who is a space astronaut while on an expedition with his crew, is accidentally caught in a sandstorm in which he is presumably dead, and his crew is forced to evacuate the planet of Mars. However, it's revealed that Watley had indeed survived the sandstorm and is now left stranded. So, with very limited supplies, he has to try and contact Earth so that way they can come and rescue him. So that's the overall basic plot line of The Martian. Let's talk about it a little bit. I've officially seen The Martian twice, and I really, really regret not watching it more than twice. On a second viewing, this is a damn good movie. The Martian is Ridley Scott at his absolute finest. This is probably one of Matt Damon's best performances in a movie. What makes this movie work is Ridley Scott's direction and Matt Damon's performance. If this movie was in less capable hands, it would not be as revered or as remembered as it is as it is today. From a visual aesthetic, this is a gorgeous, beautiful looking movie. Ridley Scott is a visionary director when it comes to his filmmaking. The man knows how to make these beautiful, extravagant, just epic looking movies. The landscape shots in this movie are breathtaking. How they were able to create Mars and make it feel authentic and real is absolutely gorgeous. Really captures the feel of Mars with this film, and you really also see Watley's desolation and just isolation on this planet in which life does not form, in which your supplies are extraordinarily limited. And Ridley Scott, again, from a visual standpoint, did an absolutely fantastic job of bringing this movie to life. The production values, cannot praise it anymore. Beautiful. Directing by Ridley Scott, outstanding. The cast in this movie is really, really good. I mean, this movie more or less focuses more on Matt Damon, and it's not so much about the supporting cast. But yeah, Matt Damon in this movie as Watley, he's fantastic. He pretty much carries this entire movie. The majority of his scenes are just him talking into a camera, making video journals, and any communication he has is done through computers and not from anything else. But Matt Damon puts on a fantastic performance. This is one of Matt Damon's best performances in any film I've ever seen him in. And I mean, this movie really showed just how capable of an actor Matt Damon really is. He does a fantastic job of making the Watley character very, very likable, and you're rooting for him to survive. And the fact that he is a botanist, he's able to grow life on Mars. He's able to, to grow food for himself, and able to terraform, and able to turn gasoline into water, and pretty much survive the planet. And again, Matt Damon, Matt Damon's performance, like I said, is fantastic all throughout. He brings a lot of humor to the character of Watley as well. Watley is stranded on this planet alone and by himself, but he has to make the most of it, and he does so by keeping a level head and just bringing a sense of humor to the situation that he's in, just to keep himself grounded and leveled. And he also brings the knowledge that he has as well to try and find ways to survive. It's a really good, well fleshed out character, backed by an amazing performance by Matt Damon, who brings his A game to this film. He's also backed by a very strong supporting cast that includes Jessica Chastain as the captain who was forced to leave him behind, Michael Pena, who plays his best friend, Sebastian Stan, Kate Mara, Jeff Daniels, who plays the director of NASA, Chidawali Euphor, who plays this guy called David Kapoor. Sean Bean is in this film. Benedict Wong's in this film. Donald Glover's in this film. This movie has a very strong supporting cast. I think for the most part, the majority of them are well utilized. I think Jeff Daniels puts on a really good performance in this movie as the director. He's a guy who's obviously concerned, but also has to play the politician, and he does in a good job. Sean Bean is the counter of the Jeff Daniels character. Sean Bean is the more human of the two. He's the one who instantly wanted to tell Watley's crew that he's alive and not dead, but the director was saying, don't do it, because he doesn't want the crew to blame themselves for leaving Mark behind when it wasn't really their fault. The sandstorm happened, and Watley flew 100 feet in the air to his doom. Could kill anybody. He was just lucky to have survived. So I like all that stuff. I thought that stuff was great. I thought the infuse of humor in this movie was really well integrated and really well done, and the movie never loses itself in itself as well. Like it does have a somber tone to it, but it also has a lightheartedness to it as well. And the humor really brings out the characters in the film, and you're never bored by this movie. This movie runs for almost 2.5 hours, but to me, it has such a good pace that you're never bored, and a lot of that has to do with the characters and the humor and the well written dialogue that this movie does have. And of course, the outstanding visuals that Ridley Scott produces as well. Like, this movie does not have a whole lot of action sequences to it, but when it does, they're very, very thrilling. Like the sandstorm scene is very suspenseful and very thrilling. There's this other scene where the door to this hub is ripped apart, and Watley's crops get frozen, and Watley goes flying and nearly and crashes and burns. And it's a very good thrilling scene. And then you have the whole climax where Watley is trying to make his way to the crew, and he almost doesn't make it. It's a really well directed, really thrilling scene, and it's really brilliant and well done. And it's kind of like a 2001 Space Odyssey in terms of its visualness, but unlike that movie, which is boring, this movie is thrilling. And this movie does what a 2001 Space Odyssey does not do, which is provides you with a captivating story with likable characters that you can latch onto. So yeah, those are just my quick, brief thoughts on The Martian. Overall, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. I think The Martian is a fantastic movie. Matt Damon puts on a brilliant performance. This is one of Ridley Scott's best films in years. The supporting cast is great, though I do think some of the cast is kind of underutilized a little bit, but even though I feel like they're underutilized, they still bring their A game to an overall great movie. So yeah, those are my thoughts on The Martian. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like this video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.